It's October, which means it's Cybersecurity Awareness Month. We've teamed up with Hoxhunt to put together a series of short videos as part of their Toolkit. It's free and it's available to you to download and use. In there are videos from Dr. Jessica Barker, from us, email templates and instructions of how to use all this great information. You can get it at hoxhunt.com/CAM-toolkit. That's hoxhunt.com/CAM-toolkit. Or follow Hoxhunt on LinkedIn to keep up with the latest cyber trends. You're tuned in to the Awareness Angle, the show where we cut through the cyber noise and get straight to what matters, the scams, slip-ups and stories you actually need to know. All views are our own, not those of our employers, although I don't have one for much longer. I'm Ant Davis, and here with me as always is Luke Pettigrew. Hello, Luke.
Hey, Ant. Hey, everyone.
How's your week been?
Yeah, not too bad, thanks. A bit busy, but it's getting there.
Be glad when November's over.
Yeah, well, we're getting to November, yeah.
Yes. Sorry,
October.
Be glad when October's over. What am I talking about? Yeah. See, it's just mad October. It's Cybers for life, not just for October. Should be the bumper sticker. Quick reminder, everyone, please subscribe to our newsletter. You can find it at the Awareness Angle on LinkedIn, or you can go to riskycreative.com and subscribe there. It comes out every Monday and features every single story we discuss on the show, plus a little bit more. So if you want more info or links to the news stories we discuss, you can get them in the newsletter. And our YouTube channel. We're over 500 subscribers now, but now we want 1,000. So let's see if we can double you. If you haven't subscribed to our YouTube channel yet, why not? Come on. Every single episode is on there in video. I've put loads of little shorts on there and clips and individual stories as well. So we're getting some good traction on there. One of our videos from last week, over 800 views. You know, it's we're getting some good traffic on there. So please subscribe on YouTube. Go to YouTube and search for @riskycreative, and you can get everything there. We're also on TikTok and Instagram. TikTok is me, InfoSecAnt, and Instagram is @riskycreative. You can join the other 10,000 plus people that follow us on Instagram. So that'd be really, really cool. Mm-hmm. Right. Should we get on with the show?
Yeah, let's go with it.
Cool. Okay. Kicking us off tonight, just a quick whiz through the first two. This week's breaches or ransomware attacks. Auction giant Sotheby's says that a data breach has exposed financial information. Obviously, Sotheby's are one of the biggest auction houses in the world, and they've had a breach. Threat actors access sensitive internal data. Also, Muji, Japanese retailer Muji, suspended online sales this week after its logistics partner Askel was hit by a ransomware attack. So that's disrupted order fulfillment, new registrations, returns, customer support. Both consumers and businesses are all in limbo. So Askel are investigating the scope of the attack, including potential data exposure. And at the time we're recording this, neither company's revealed ransomware group or any ransom demand. So two breaches for you this week, really. And also, if you haven't seen, Jaguar Land Rover still goes on. It is now, according to experts, the costliest cyber attack in UK history. It doesn't really surprise me. No. The impact has rippled. 1.9 billion pounds, they reckon, has been the cost of that. The most financially damaging cyber incident in UK history. That's according to the Cyber Monitoring Centre, or the CMC. So obviously manufacturing for 5 weeks was disrupted. 5,000 suppliers have struggled, and it's rippled throughout the wider economies. They say the total cost could rise further if it's confirmed they've paid the ransom. So, but they're undergoing a phased recovery now, so we're all getting back up and running. So JLR are getting back on the road. I don't know if I've seen a new reg Jaguar Land Rover. Not a Jaguar, they don't sell them at the moment, but I don't think I've seen a new reg Land Rover, which probably explains why.
I may have, but
yeah,
they changed design a lot, so it's kind of hard to tell whether it's one or not, but Yeah.
What
75 plate I saw.
75.
But I don't know if it was a Land Rover. It looked like one, but couldn't tell for sure.
Could have been a JQ. They look a lot like Land Rovers now.
Yeah, there's lots of
or Hyundai
imitations, aren't there?
Yeah, lots of deep fake vehicles, I suppose. Yeah. Right, so that is the breach update for this week. Something new to kick off the show. Now let's get into the proper news.
Cool, yeah. So the first story we've got is a Tory MP, George Freeman, reports a deepfake defection video to police. So yeah, UK MP, basically videos showing him falsely defecting from the Conservative Party to Reform UK. AI generated / deepfake using his likeness and voice without consent, and obviously big impact to his image and what he sort of stands for, I guess. So yeah, he's sort of he's been sharing that. He's reported it to authorities and he's announced the video. And there's not much more, I don't think, on this. I don't know if the video is available to play. I don't know how good it was, but
should have been prepared for this. But I've just been scouring to see if I can find one quickly, and I haven't been able to find one.
Yeah, but obviously,
I can actually. There's a clip of it here. Hang on, let me just let me pull this up. Let me just share this for a second. Hang on, there we go. Riverside's not always the sharpest on sharing. Hang on, let's look at this. I don't know what this sounds like.
Come this video.
Freeman, and I represent Mid Norfolk. Today I'm crossing the floor to join Reform
That
UK.
looked really quite
With a little help from AI.
So that was just a picture of him stood in front of a window in an office, and is a deep fake. This is from fullfact.org, which are they're a fact. Who are fullfact.org? Bad information ruin lives. We're a team of independent fact checkers. That's the word I was looking for. Fact checkers. So yeah, that's a really interesting.
How did this video
Coronavirus is something none of us in our lifetime have ever experienced.
become this video?
Freeman, and I represent Mid Norfolk. Today I'm crossing the floor to join
There's the
Reform
original
UK.
video and then the deepfake video. The lips are a little loose. They're a little jelly-like on the deepfake one.
Yeah.
But
I guess it's like we spoke about before. With you watching it on the phone, you can't. It's harder to tell, isn't it? And a lot of people can fall for these things, as we've seen many news stories. But yeah, I'm not sure. It doesn't say exactly why he was chosen, but I guess that might get shared at some point. But either way, it's quite a scary thing for someone to go through, I guess.
He's not a high-profile MP, and this is another great example of how it's not just the senior people, the big famous people, that can be a target for this. And it could be local, it could be a grievance. Someone in his constituency doesn't like something he's done.
Yeah, that's true.
I mean, he's the Conservative MP for Mid Norfolk. You know, it's not like Mid Norfolk. It's a rural. It's a lovely place, one of my favourite places. You know, but it's interesting.
Yeah, no. Goes into the whole thing about verifying and goes into the next story, which I'm going to cover.
It does, yes. So the next story, YouTube. There's been elements of this around for a while, but I saw actually YouTube posted a video this week on their Creator Insider channel that they have. It was an 8-minute long video, and I found a news story on it instead in the end. But so they're launching likeness detection to stop AI doppelgangers. So likeness detection on YouTube will flag possible AI fakes, but Google doesn't guarantee removal. So obviously we know this is a problem. Earlier this year, YouTube promised tools that would flag face-stealing AI content on the platform. This likeness detection tool, it's similar to its copyright detection system, has now expanded beyond. They've been testing it with a small group. It's now expanded out. And the first batch of eligible creators have been notified that they can use likeness detection. But it says interested parties will need to hand Google even more personal information to get protection from AI fakes. So Not all creators will see it as an option, but when it does appear, it will be tucked into the existing content detection menu. So it appears to assume that a channel only has a single host whose likeness needs protection. The person must verify their identity, which requires a photo of government ID and a video of their face. It's unclear why YouTube needs this data, in addition to the videos people have already posted with their also stealable faces, but rules are rules. So, and also they don't offer any guarantees. So, yeah. The video goes into a lot more detail. There's a screen I can see. You get an option to review the video. It says a likeness has been found, and then it asks you what you would like to do. Would you like to submit a likeness removal request, submit a copyright removal request, or archive this video? So it gives you those options.
Right, yeah.
So yeah, it'll be
it's a good step in the right direction. Guess just needs more platforms to have that feature, really. Considering it's be probably more likely to find a deepfake on TikTok or Instagram. I don't think YouTube's a platform particularly for it, but
no, and definitely
ads,
it's not.
As you said before,
maybe ads, and it's definitely not. Like even in shorts, the consumption of shorts is way under Reels and TikTok, I believe. So definitely for us, if I post something on all three platforms, if I post the same video on YouTube Shorts, TikTok, or Instagram, YouTube Shorts is always way lower than anything. You know, it's yes, we've got less followers, but there's more organic reach on YouTube, so that's a funny one. Yes, so if you are a YouTuber, likeness detection is coming. Maybe that's a really good use for AI. I imagine there is some AI in the background, but you do have to give more data to YouTube, and you might choose not to.
Yeah. Okay.
Next story.
So next story we've got is Whisper 2FA is behind 1 million phishing attempts since July. Says a phishing platform that's like a service, phishing as a service sort of thing. And this is according to Barracuda researchers. This new-ish sort of platforms using Ajax technology, which allows them to steal credentials and MFA codes in real time. I think it said something about it's like a allows real-time communication between browser and server without page reloads. So this allows it to capture credentials and MFA codes until it obtains a valid token. Traditional phishing kits stop after stealing a password. This one loops until it gets MFA as well. So this is quite a big one. They use different brands like DocuSign, Adobe, Microsoft 365. Typical phishing emails of urgent messages, invoices, and voicemails. But they notify obviously to log in to be able to access those, which is pretty standard. But further analysis on it from Barracuda says that it's evolving at remarkable speed. It says about how current versions can remove readable text, add some encoding layers, and anti-debugging shortcuts. Obviously, it says here as well that they employ an infinite debugger loop, freezing browsers if developers attempt to inspect the phishing page. So it's quite a evasive one as well, by the looks of it.
Yeah.
Obviously, collects all these passwords and MFAs and sends them back to a server, and then the hacker can get in. Quite a dangerous one.
Phishing as a service is just, it's scary because you obviously need even less access to stuff. You need less knowledge. You can just do it. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
That's frightening. And so many as well. Was that a million? Did you say a million?
That's what the story says. Yes, the story says behind 1 million phishing attempts.
Wow.
And obviously, you think the MFA is quite bulletproof and protects people, but with this being able to get those codes as well, guess obviously it depends on what kind of MFA, but most pretty standard still these days, 6-digit codes.
I mean, that shows how this technology's evolved, hasn't it? Because it's no longer just like send out a simple rubbish web page, that could be easily spotted and get those that are most vulnerable. This is now like a full attack platform. This is like a sophisticated bit of kit, which is it's terrifying. And this is just one example. There's going to be other ones out there, and they're only going to get better.
Yeah,
with all this stuff, like we say with AI, it's not going to get any worse.
Yeah,
I mean, it'll only get better. I mean, worse for us as the defenders and the consumers and the vulnerable. But from an attacker's perspective, or someone using this in anger, the tools are only going to get better and more sophisticated.
Yeah, I know.
So it's scary.
Yeah, I guess just think about, at least for for everybody and also more businesses, but using phishing resistant MFA techniques like the hardware keys and passkeys, as we've mentioned a few times, helps out.
Last week's story. Last week we spoke about EduLink and the school and the teacher that got compromised, didn't we?
Yeah.
So there's one example. I actually went on. I realised after, just to talk about that story briefly. Last week we spoke about a school local to me. A teacher's account got compromised, and students had apparently accessed the teacher's account and had got access to data. I didn't realise at the time, I forgot that my daughter goes to a different school that uses the same platform. So I have an account to access that platform.
All right.
And I can confirm that when you enter a character in the password field, it displays the character until you enter the next character.
Oh, wow.
So it's like, it's really, really, if anyone from EduLink is listening, I would love you to let me know why that's a thing. Because obviously someone's logged in, teacher's logged in, it's displayed on a big screen, password character 1 displayed. When you type in the second one, it turns to a dot. Why is it displayed at all? It's mad. And no 2FA at the time. Now they sign in with Google. So
Yeah.
MFA.
Cool. Next story.
Next one. So you might have seen this week, ChatGPT launched a web browser.
Yep.
Have you tried it?
I haven't yet.
No, neither have I. Why haven't I tried it? Because it's essentially built on Chromium with loads of ChatGPT integration. So it's ChatGPT have launched a web browser that's based on Chrome or Chromium, which is Chrome is based on Chromium, but Chromium, so is Edge. It's like all browsers apart from Firefox and Safari now, largely, maybe mainstream ones are based on Chromium. So it builds ChatGPT directly into every interaction you have on the web. This is most businesses' worst nightmare. Okay. So if you're in a business, ChatGPT Atlas, things are about to get scarier. So OpenAI describe it as a step towards a digital assistant that moves through websites with you, interprets what you see, and completes the tasks you request. I mean, it sounds lovely. It's only available on a Mac at the moment, but it is going to be coming to other platforms. It promises extraordinary convenience, but as we can imagine, it comes with a load of privacy and security risks.
Yeah.
OpenAI has not yet answered several key questions about how the product protects user data. Funny that. So Proton.me, they've got a blog post called "Is ChatGPT Atlas Safe?" Essentially, the browser introduces 2 core systems that change how browsing functions. The first is called Browser Memories, which records which sites you visit and how you interact with them to make ChatGPT's answers more personal. The second is called Agent Mode, that allows the AI to open pages, fill forms, or carry out tasks inside the browser window. ChatGPT, please can you go to Amazon and order me 64 donuts? Thank you. OpenAI says that these features are optional. You can turn them off, erase the data, or browse privately. But it runs on Chromium. It's the same open source engine behind Chrome and Edge. And that relies on user settings and habits. Most people don't change their default settings, and that can be an issue. So researchers so far around AI browsers, I mean, AI browsers, Perplexity launched Comet in July this year, and that had a vulnerability in its AI system that revealed new attack vectors. Researchers at Layer X, who we spoke about just a couple of weeks ago, discovered a vulnerability called comet jacking, which allowed malicious links to hide instructions inside URLs. But Comet's AI translated them as real commands. So yeah, Atlas, Proton's blogs say that Atlas is risky by design. Search has always been surveillance. AI search makes it intimate surveillance. Atlas makes it total surveillance. So whereas engines like Google capture isolated questions, a medical symptom, a recipe, a legal query, what is this rash? You know, that kind of thing. How do I cook scrambled eggs? Am I going to get sued for running over a cat? I haven't run over a cat, but it's the first thing that came into my mind. Conversational AI turns it all into stories because it asks you for clarification and encourages follow-ups, and it gets loads more context. And that obviously helps build a bigger profile of you. So I did an amazing session a few weeks ago with some senior leaders on OSINT, open source intelligence, and the amount of information that can be found on them online. And yeah, I mean, OpenAI's documentation says that the Atlas can view the pages you visit, remember the content through memories, and act on your behalf through agent mode. So look, if you're in a business, I mean, after hearing all of that, are you going to download it and use it?
No, I don't think so. It sounds a bit like Microsoft Copilot, and I feel like those two things together would be a nightmare.
Yeah.
Or a hacker's dream.
Yeah.
When they get the access to
I mean, Proton do say that that they've got Lumo, which is their own private AI assistant, which is built to prove that intelligence and privacy can coexist. It's got no logs policy. So if you do want something, I mean, that's probably why they wrote that post, because they've got Lumo, their own AI assistant. But we'll put a link to that blog post in the newsletter, which you can get at riskycreative.com, or search LinkedIn for the awareness angle. But if you're in a business, ChatGPT Atlas might be one that you want to like put a little watch on in case anyone does download it.
Yeah, no, it's bad enough having your standard browser vulnerabilities, let alone having even more with all this extra features and like that other browser and malicious prompts, injections, and all this. Like,
so you combine. I mean, at the moment, I don't think there's extensions, but they'll come. There'll be extensions on there. So it'll end up being exactly like Chrome, but with a bunch of AI data leakage built into it. And considering most companies already are worried about the amount of data businesses are sharing with AI, chuck into that all the like extra permissions the extensions get. And yeah. Yes. I'll tell you who, Island, I've not used it, but I knew someone on LinkedIn that went to work for Island, and Island is a corporate enterprise browser that's meant to be secure. So if you are in the market for a browser that you want, and you want browser security, I haven't used it, but Island might be the one to look at. But I think from my experience, businesses have enough trouble getting a managed browser anyway. It's like browsers are like one of the wild wests in businesses because, I must use Firefox, I must use Edge, I must use Chrome. And then people still use Safari. You know, it's, yeah. Right, next story. That's enough of that.
Next one we've got is 2 new Windows 0 days been exploited in the wild, one of which affects every version ever shipped.
Wow.
So Microsoft on Tuesday released 183 security flaws, fixes for those flaws, spanning various products, 3 of which were under active exploitation. And it's obviously just as they announced Windows 10 end of support. And yeah, the two that are quite a worry, I guess, and are actively exploited are the Windows Agea modem driver, which is something that I think that's the one that's been in every version of Windows. It's like a legacy driver that was obviously vulnerable. And then the other one was Windows Remote Access Connection Manager, or RASMan for short. And both of these could allow attackers to execute code with elevated privileges. And the old driver, Microsoft planned to remove it entirely because it's legacy now.
Right.
But yeah.
I mean, that's interesting, isn't it? There's a vulnerability for it so they can remove it, but why haven't they removed it before now? Just on the off chance someone might need it. Like, this is that whole like, oh, we can't turn that box off because we don't know what it'll do if we do, but we don't think anyone uses it, but they might need it, so we'll leave it on. Like, legacy, if it's a certain age and you don't think it's, they'll know if it's used. Like, get it gone.
Yeah, no.
Sooner.
Yeah, so there's obviously a bunch of fixes here. Probably not necessarily worth diving into much more. We can obviously put all the details in the newsletter on this one, but quite an interesting one that affects every version of Windows, which I guess they're not going to patch the older versions with it, so definitely get onto Windows 11.
I mean, for them to announce this just on the week that Windows 10 is out of support. Yeah. Interestingly, on that news article that you've pulled that from, the Hacker News one, there's a section at the bottom of that story that says software patches from other vendors. In addition to Microsoft, security updates have also been released by other vendors over the past several weeks to rectify several vulnerabilities, including, and that list contains near enough every tech company you can imagine. Like, you name a tech company, Dell, yep. HP, yep. IBM, yep. Lenovo, yep. Mitsubishi Electric, yep. MongoDB, yep. Ricoh, yep. Samsung, yep. Schneider, yep. Like, if you want to, like, there on that list is a list of stuff that needs patching, and you've probably got something on that list that needs patching because there's everything on there.
Yeah.
So make sure you have decent patching policies, people, on everything.
Definitely, yeah.
God. Right. That's the end of the news this week.
Yeah.
Nice and more briefer than normal, but we're not done. There's loads left to get through. So, awareness. Let's pull that one into, let's talk about this one right at the top of awareness. There was a post this week on Reddit on r/cybersecurity, and it said, anyone else seeing a large influx in attacks? This was a really interesting, let me just get this up and show you, but I'll talk you through it in case you're not watching. Here we go. Has anyone else seen a large influx in attacks? Large enterprise, 20,000 employees in various job categories. We've seen a very sophisticated and targeted attacks increase 40%, mostly phishing emails, but also people receiving phone calls where the person is claiming to be the service desk. In a typical week, we may have had 1 or 2 incidents being handled, but it's increasing to 2 per day. Look and see if others are seeing this or is simply being targeted. The response to this is like scary. Yes, there's been a marked uptick the last 4 months, says RA Men. And then if we look further, mid-sized companies, my metrics show events up 74% over baseline last 60 days. Sophisticated phishing and phishing attacks primarily. Attackers generally sound Indian, suspect there's a group targeting us. Someone says groups. Another one says, mid-sized company, we're getting absolutely hammered with phishing emails. We have threat actors trying to sign into our user accounts every 5 minutes. Used to be IPv4 addresses. Now it's IPv6 mobile devices. Office Home and One Outlook Web are the apps they're using once they phish the creds or snatch a token. Started around early September. In my opinion, AI is enabling these phishing campaigns to be more effective and hands-off, even when it looks like they're hands-on keyboard impersonating compromised accounts. I don't think that kind of automation's been around a while. I don't necessarily think AI. It does make it more accessible. This was the comment I thought was interesting. It's because of a Salesforce data leak. And then someone else said, agreed, this data is going to be leveraged for years. What data did they get that's useful? Email address, contact numbers, internal server IPs, and more. Yeah. So, so that's interesting. Like this, maybe one massive breach. Does your company use Salesforce? Don't answer that. If so, then I'd be investigating that as a source. Yeah. Someone here, like international manufacturing in Australia. Australia, AUS?
Yeah.
Is that Austria or Australia? That's Australia, isn't it? Seen about 300% increase in traps pulls in the last 3 months. Nothing targeted, mostly spray and pray. So generally, you go down this thread, it's full of people. Direct send is killing us. Direct send, we talked about that a few episodes ago, didn't we? Isn't that Microsoft to Microsoft bypasses external gateways, goes straight into disable if you can. It was pretty bad for us too. Fortunately, our users didn't click on any links. We use abnormal, and it was bypassing until we had them update their detection logic. Now everything seems okay. So talk to your tech teams. Last year there were 84 nationwide attacks on the UK, and this year it's just over 200. Look, we know from a news cycle, okay, especially from Scattered Spider and similar. It's not all Scattered Spider. We know from a news cycle, M&S, Co-op, JLR, Harrods, Adidas, the amount of businesses that have suffered cyber attacks and made the news this year is way bigger. I said last week or the week before when we started this, we didn't know if we'd have enough to talk about every week. And now there's too much to talk about every week that we have to cut. We've culled about 4 or 5 stories this week because there was too much. So, it's definitely, cyber's got easier. It's got more accessible. It's really hard to pin anything down on anyone because foreign jurisdictions here, there and everywhere. And with data breaches like Salesforce, that data is available on the dark web for anyone to go and buy, and they can weaponize it really easy. So I thought that was really, really quite interesting seeing that.
Yeah.
What's great about it isn't a report. It isn't a vendor saying it. These are real people, practitioners in the field with real statistics. My metrics show events up 74% over baseline last 60 days. That's from someone fighting against this. So that's real. So these people are actually feeling this in the field. So yeah, I thought that was interesting. Right. Carrying on with awareness, just one. I talk on this podcast every single week about the news and give my opinions on the stories we cover. But it's not every day that I get to talk about awareness in general. And a couple of weeks ago, I was invited to be a guest on a podcast from Dan at Goldphish. Goldphish are a cybersecurity awareness company. They do phishing, they do training. The guys at Goldphish are lovely. Dan Thornton, I sat down and had a chat with him on Goldphish podcast. We're like, they've got the best domain, Goldphish with a PH. It's amazing. And Goldphish is a great name for a podcast, almost as good as the awareness angle, but there we go. I'll just play you a really little clip of my conversation with Dan. How frequently do you engage your colleagues? And it shouldn't be talking about regular, frequent engagement and the messaging and bringing them on a journey and telling stories, making them understand that they're important and they are valuable, and the access they have and the contents that they've got access to is of value to someone.
They make more money than the music and movie industry combined. It's absolutely ridiculous. And if this is what people are playing online, if this is what gamers are playing, this is the experience they're having, and it's mind-bending reality online gaming, Now you want to get to play your cool little phishing game and think that's going to make people engaged.
And really, does a phishing email and annual training, does that make a risky behavior? No, it probably doesn't. That's just two metrics. You want to know if people are sharing passwords on Slack, or if people are permissioning their Google Drive documents properly, or if people are talking about work on the train. There's one you can't measure at all. So really, are they really measuring human risk?
Understanding of technical terms in this range of employees in this day and age is going to be very difficult. How do you find a sort of medium between those two groups of people in a large organization? Or is the default bring it right down? It's really simple. How do you do it?
So yeah, that was there's some highlights from a conversation I had with Dan a few weeks ago. So, and I've interviewed Dan back in the reverse. So I get to ask the questions to Dan, which is really interesting. And that's going to be the first episode in the next season of the Awareness Angle interviews that, will be out next Thursday. So not the Thursday after this is released, the Thursday after. So I had to think about that. I haven't got my calendar in front of me. So yeah, it's interesting. It's an interesting chat with Dan. Dan's got some interesting perspectives on stuff.
Yeah, no, it looks really good.
Yeah. Cool. Right. So that's available now. There's a link on my LinkedIn and stuff. We'll put it in the newsletter as well. Really quickly, a couple more things to talk about. Security Champions research project being run by Layer 8 is still open. It's run throughout October. If you have a Security Champions or Ambassador program, please answer it. It's open source research. It's anonymous. The results of this research will be available to you as a report to help shape, build, and make your Champions network better. I'm also going to be the guest editor of the report, which is amazing. The lovely people at Layer 8 have invited me to take part in that, so I'm very flattered to be a part of that, which is amazing. So yeah, contribute. A shared open data set that anyone in the community can use to improve or measure their Champions or Ambassador program. So that's really cool. If you want to take it, it takes a couple of minutes to provide the feedback. Layer 8, number 8, layer8champions.scoreapp.com. That'll be in the newsletter as well. And lastly, Human Firewall Conference. Can you get to Cologne for like a week on Monday? Can you? Not. I know you can't because we've already had this conversation. But if anyone listening fancies coming to Cologne, the Human Firewall Conference is on November the 4th and November the 5th at Die Hall Tor 2. I suppose that's Zwei. Cologne. Look, I know a little bit of German. I'm quite impressed with that. It's going to be awesome. There is on-demand events as well. So if you can't make it to Cologne, you can stream some of the content as well. Speakers. So this is the interesting one. I am now officially a superhero, a cyber hero. Sorry. Here we go. Let me share this. The speaker lineup is really, really impressive. And if we go down here, very soon you'll see a bald guy with a beard in a super suit. Yeah, who's that guy? Look at that. That's amazing. There we go. There's me. Yeah. So it's amazing. I love what they've done with this. It's really, really cool. So yes, please, if you're in the area, like it's really, really cheap. It's in Cologne. From the UK, it's cost me a couple of £100 to get there and stay for a couple of nights. So I'm sure if you ask your CISO or your manager very nicely, they might let you go. I have a little video as well. Let me just play this video. Screen shares galore this week, Luke. I'm really sorry.
That's right.
Luke has to put all the screen shares in the edit afterwards. So here's a little video. It's 45 seconds. It's just showing some footage from the conference. If you're listening on a podcast platform, we'll be back in 45 seconds.
DoofyCon is an extremely professional conference
with a community of people who are very passionate about cybersecurity.
And the energy is there from morning to afternoon.
So there you go. 3 stages. I didn't realize it was so big. You can register at humanfirewallconference.com. And it's anyone, like, it's not just awareness people. It's like the remit is quite wide. So if you work in cyber, you're interested in cyber, get onto humanfirewallconference.com and check it out.
That looks exciting. Cool video as well.
Video's cool. The venue looks amazing.
Yeah,
out of all of the cyber conferences I've been, this venue looks the best at the moment. Like, it'll be really, really cool. I love the one that KnowBe4 and Pentest Partners had in Leeds, the Granary in Leeds. It's tiny, it's a small venue, but it's so lovely. And this also looks cool. So yeah, that's exciting. Right. That's all for awareness this week. I had a couple of stories I wanted to show you. These are my topics. So let me just open these up. There we go. This is another one I saw on Reddit. This was on Mildly Infuriating subreddit. And you can see this here. This is a fake email. Look carefully. And if I make this a little bigger, he says it didn't get any bigger when I clicked on it. Here we go. So it says password reset request. This is a phishing email that looks like it's from Microsoft. Okay. The display name for the sender is Microsoft. You can see what you can, I mean, it's highlighted, so it's really obvious. You can see what's wrong. Yeah. No reply at RNICRO soft.com. So the R and the N together, lowercase, look like an M.
Yeah. It's quite deceiving.
At first glance, if your font's quite small on your screen, you might fall for that. Some people, I mean, people wouldn't they?
Especially if the body looks legit.
Do you know, I know I say this quite often, the irony of this is that looks like Microsoft Outlook. And it amazes me that Outlook and Microsoft, surely there should be some way to detect, hang on, this looks like one of our emails, but it's not from one of our domains.
Yeah.
Like, that logic must be there. There's something I mentioned to Dan actually on that podcast with Goldphish. Like, I feel like the big vendors can do more. I think I said it on another podcast I was on. It's like, this isn't good enough. They should be doing more than this. So I thought that was it's a good example to show to your people. If you're protecting a company in cyber, it's not a bad one to share. Right. The next couple of things I wanted to show are, they're not really cyber stories. But I thought, if you're still listening to the podcast, you've probably got a bit of an interesting tech and stuff like that as well. So you might find this interesting. Let me just, Instagram doesn't share very well on this screen, but let me just share this with you. I got this from Silicon Valley Bets. This just came up on my algorithm.
Right.
It obviously understands me quite well. Mark Andreessen explains why hyperlinks are blue. Okay. Do you know why hyperlinks are blue?
Yeah, I don't.
Okay.
About this. Why are hyperlinks blue? Because I like blue. Is that why? Yes. Nice, firm color. It's easy to see. So what's the story here? You're sitting in an office. Well, it had to be some color. What'd you do? You just had to go into the HEX code and you wrote 6 numbers and letters? At the time we were doing this, I was trying to forget, it's like a lot of graphics computers at that time only had 256 total colors. They had some 8-bit color palette. And so you can kind of see all 256 colors. So it's kind of like take your pick. So they could have been salmon. Yeah. Right. Yellow. I mean, they had to be something that like actually stood out on the page. Yeah. And so it was basically going to be blue, red, purple, green. I don't like those other colors. That's crazy. By the way, I didn't quite get this across. The other thing I did was I don't like reading text on white backgrounds because my eyes are a little sensitive to light. And so if you look at early Mosaic and Netscape, the backgrounds are always
I just thought
gray.
that was really interesting. It's like that little decision all the way then has defined the internet. Hyperlinks are blue. Yeah. Why? Because I liked the color and it worked. I thought it was interesting. Even then, like computers couldn't support dark screens then because the color the displays weren't good enough. But even then, he'd already called out. Like we've talked us together when we've been making stuff. Our newsletter never had a white background that was like HEX code. I always call it a hex code. He called it an HEX code. We always made it so it wasn't FFFFFF, didn't we?
Yeah.
We always made it like 2B, I think it was.
Something like that.
If I remember. Something like that, like a soft white, because it's better with the contrast.
That would be great, but yeah, dark grey, but yeah.
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 But I thought that was interesting from an accessibility perspective. Even then, he couldn't make it fully accessible, but he was already thinking about it. And accessibility in the stuff we do is really quite interesting.
Yeah. That's cool. Imagine
I have one more story
imagine
that
if,
I wanted to share with you.
Hyperlinks were red or something.
Can you imagine if hyperlinks were salmon?
I could see green could work maybe. But
green for go.
Yeah.
Green could work. Yeah.
I mean, they go purple when you've clicked on them, right? So I don't know when that feature came in.
That's true. That's true. This makes me think of, I interviewed Terry, didn't I, from Fish Cloud. Was it Fish Cloud? I'm so sorry, Terry.
You can read it if you want.
It was Fish Cloud. I interviewed Terry from Fish Cloud, and the Fish Cloud tool highlights the hyperlinks different colours. If they're a risk, it marks the risky links. And I think that might mark hyperlinks as red if they're a risk, I think.
That's interesting, yeah.
I have one more video I wanted to share, and this is another Instagram one I saw. And I thought, with all the talk about AI video that we do this week, this also came up on my algorithm. And it just, like, this is the type of thing that you wouldn't kind of think about normally, but just
launched their first ever brand
it basically says OpenAI just launched their first ever brand campaign.
And hey, what do you know? Absolutely zero of it was created using their own actual products. By now, they've told us a billion times that all creatives are going to be replaced by their algorithms, and that generative AI is the future of creativity and being an artist and marketing and business in general. But every single time they put something out, from their Super Bowl commercial to now their first brand campaign, they don't use any AI. They don't use ChatGPT. They don't use Midjourney. They don't use any of their own products. But what do? They spend millions of dollars hiring the most talented creative agencies and people in the world. And they took it a step further this time, shooting the entire campaign on 35mm film. They know more than anyone how high the stakes are when it comes to building a brand and running a business. And this is why they don't use their own products, that they spend millions of dollars telling us that if we don't use them and adapt, we are going to actually become deceased. They are desperate, and they know that their products suck and the output is trash, which is why they spend hundreds of millions of dollars a year hiring the best engineers and designers on the planet to help build their business and create wonderful things. It's all a lie, and it's all part of their narrative, and I haven't bought into it since the beginning, and neither should you. Creativity is about using your own ingenuity and imagination and mind to think through difficult problems, not using a hallucinating bot built on the backs of millions of pieces of stolen intellectual property.
I think it's a little bit longer, but I'll stop it there. But for all the talk we've done about AI generated content, like, we can make cool things now. Swati, we showed her video, which had a guy that looked like Hench Me a few weeks ago. And that was all AI generated, right? And we said then that it would have taken you and me hours and hours and hours to make that then. But the problem is, OpenAI know that brand campaign had to land. Now, they could have just used examples of their footage created with Sora and stuff, but they didn't. They paid a creative company to make it and recorded it on 35mm film. And they went analog. They didn't even stay digital. They went back to how film's 100 years old. That's the tech they used to make that. brand campaign, which just goes to show, like, we have all this AI tools, but sometimes think about how your users are going to perceive it. Think about how it's going to land, because I'm tired of looking at AI content. It's cool, right?
Yeah.
I admire it for what it is, but I'm not buying stuff because AI content tells me it's awesome. So it's
quite an ironic.
Don't get
one, really.
Yeah,
almost verging on conspiracy or something.
Interestingly, this video in the comments, the guy gets absolutely slated by like AI fanboys completely. Like, oh, you must be fun at parties. This is a parody, right? Mars doesn't use chocolate bars to build their brand. It's like people just, there's like a massive AI defense league on it almost. And some people were being really, really mean in the comments to him, but I think he had a really good point.
Yeah.
I think it's valid. They know that brand campaign needed to be awesome. The Super Bowl ad needed to be cool. So they've invested properly in it and had it made properly, not just in an 8-second AI generated video.
Yeah, I'm surprised it didn't feature anything. I haven't seen it, but from what it seems like, there wasn't anything in it from OpenAI or ChatGPT, but
it made it look like it did. So those of you that are listening, some of the footage, it was lovely. Like there's a young couple in a car, looks like the 1960s, close up of them in the car, and then the car drives off into the desert. And as they drive off, a ChatGPT prompt appears on the screen describing the scene.
Okay. I thought he put that in.
So it's no, I don't think so. No. Yeah. So it's trying to make you think that that's been generated by AI, but it hasn't. It's been shot on 35mm film, which is like,
It's because we all know that AI video is still not quite at that level yet, even though there's people saying, oh, you can make a feature-length movie with it, but maybe not just yet.
The only thing you're doing is Liam Neeson jumping over a gate or a fence. We've talked about that because it's cut every 8 seconds.
Yeah.
It's I had one last thing I wanted to mention this week. I had a demo of a tool, and if you are in the market for a phishing simulation platform or a training platform that keeps it simple, has really nice looking reporting, and it just kind of does the job, and that's not doing it any disrespect at all, but it was just looked like a really pleasant tool. Quite a nice one to manage. Pistachio. So Pistachio, they're a disruptor in this space. But Pistachio cybersecurity protection, it's pistachioapp.com. It just keeps it simple. They've got some nice clients. And they've got insider threat detection and security awareness training. It's all nice and simple, no extra logins, no heavy setup. You just get it going and it's there. So yeah, I thought it's quite a nice one to look at. The demo was lovely and there was no hard sell. It was just quite pleasant to look at. So I'll put a link in. They're quite transparent as well. Pricing's there on the website. So which is quite refreshing that you can see it so transparently. But yeah, lovely, crystal clear, nice and subtle. Yeah, they alert you if they find any suspicious behavior and all of that. Syncs with Microsoft Entra ID, doesn't support Google Workspace currently. So if you're a Workspace house, I'm sorry. I think I looked at this when we worked together, but we were a Google Workspace house. So it was like immediately like, oh, not yet. But if you're Outlook and you're in the market for a new phishing platform that integrates with lots of stuff, reach out to them. Yeah. I'll put the details in the newsletter. Cool. But it's a nice tool. Yeah. That's me done.
Cool.
What you got for me?
I've got a few videos we can quickly watch. Probably should describe them as well.
So the reason we're making an effort to describe them this week is because someone actually commented that we forgot to describe them last week. And they were listening on the podcast platform. So thank you very much for that. We normally try to remember, but we did indeed forget. So now the younger person's taking over. We go to TikTok because I never bring a TikTok video, and you do every week, so that's cool. Right, what have you got for us on TikTok?
I couldn't find a actual web news for this one, but it is real. But this one is a Latvian state police uncovering 40,000 SIM cards linked to cyber fraud. But this is an independent story. So yeah, basically this video shows being this Latvian. I don't know if it doesn't quite look like the police, but it's something.
It looks like the police out of Cyberpunk.
Yeah,
like it's that's Latvian police look awesome.
I'm ready to go, but I'll play the video. But
like cables coming off the head in about 3 different places. It's incredible.
That's interesting. Just this bit here. This information is AI generated.
Oh, at the bottom of the video.
Yeah.
At the bottom of the description, this information is AI generated and may return results that are not relevant. It does not represent TikTok's views or advice.
Well,
what information?
Yeah, I mean, the video is obviously a real footage, but yeah, there's description maybe. It's fully generated, but yeah, we'll play the video and we'll see it.
Okay. There's some police breaking down a glass door. There's like Kia Calax inside, as always.
Arms police as well.
Arms police laying on the floor already, hands behind his back, and a table covered in SIM cards, smothered stacks of SIM cards,
and shelves
all over
full of it as well.
They're IKEA Calaxes, just full of like mobile devices.
They're like SIM card. Yeah, everywhere.
Wow, stacks of SIM cards wrapped in elastic bands and machinery with little SIM card slots. Wow.
Yeah. So that's the first one, which is quite crazy. All the machines, running those SIMs and spreading all kinds of scams, I guess. Maybe some SIM swaps potentially happening as well on those. But
yeah,
it's quite crazy.
Very likely.
Yeah. We'll go to the next one. So this one, I've shared this guy before. Don't know if that is I guess that is his actual account, Show Tools AI. But yeah, we've seen this guy before where he keeps talking about the Donald Trump video a while back. People were thinking it was AI generated, but this one, this one is him showing how to spot that this video, this original one that he's showing behind, was AI generated. I'll play the video and you can see what he says on this one. He sort of explains it for us. So.
This is AI. Here's how we know and why it matters. Those jumpy camera movements are actually edits, and this little sliver of the Sora watermark gives away why those were neneeded. Here, I corrected the edits to show you that
this one's quite crazy. He's showing on the screen a blank video with the Sora watermark that jumps around, and he's showing how that the person's cropped that out in every time it moves.
So, whereas the guy would normally be in the center, in the crop, the guy's moving left to right to up to down because he's cropping the image to cut out the watermark. So zooming in a bit, which again brings the quality down. We would, like we say, the lower the quality, like it's not, you can't always say that, but poor quality videos are a bit of a giveaway.
From Sora behind it, and this is the most common watermark pattern, so it was pretty easy. There is really bad Sora noise in the hair of the congregation members. That static is an AI artifact, and the pastor's voice follows a Sora cadence. It's the Sora accent, but he's preaching, so it passes. If you didn't catch any of that, looking at the page would have helped. The description literally says it is AI. It's the same AI setting and AI character type for each video, but that basic research didn't stop many big influencers from reposting this. I'm not going to call you out, but if you have a big platform, you need to understand that reposting this means you are manipulated by AI. It's promoting a voice that doesn't exist, when there are plenty of real ones that do, and engaging with a fake reality. I know AI moves quickly, but checking your source is media literacy 101, and we need to be very clear that fake AI realities will only spread.
Yeah, the watermark thing it's a really good catch. I mean, the problem is these are like, did you see Donald Trump earlier this week in response to the No Kings protest?
Yeah, it's crazy.
Him flying the plane.
Even the US government using AI and Donald Trump himself is just insane.
The president of America created an AI video of him dropping excrement on protesters. It's like incredible. Whilst flying a jet. Yeah. With the gas mask under his nose. If you watch it again, the like breathing mask sits under his nose because the AI's got it wrong. It's like, yeah. This is the problem. AI videos just everywhere now. Like, yeah.
And I had one more. It's quite a short, funny one just to end on, I guess. Let's put it on here.
This is a shocked Ryan Gosling at an awards ceremony, clapping his hands like shocked. And he says, when you pass the company email phishing test, because you don't check your email. Yeah, that's good. Stuff like that's really fun to share with people in your business. Like it's, it remembers that we're not the bad guys. We're out here to have some fun, and we can like point the finger at ourselves, and it brings people on the journey. That's a really positive message. That little videos like that, it helps people remember that you're not the team of no, you're the team of like, yes, we can help, that kind of thing. So yeah, that's cool. There was one more thing. Your SMS, your SIM card story reminded me of something that I think you shared with, I don't know if you shared it with me earlier in the week.
May have, yeah.
There was, I think it was a week ago now, a man jailed for spamming commuters with phishing attempts. So this guy was spotted, I think on the Victoria line. He had no fixed address, was sentenced to 24 weeks imprisonment. So on Tuesday, the 1st of July, around 5:30 p.m, an alert member of the public received a spam text message whilst travelling on the Victoria line. It claimed to be from Parcel Mail, that's a well-known company, and invited the reader to click on a link to update their details in order to receive a package. Member of the public was familiar with SMS blasters and grew suspicious of Chen when he noticed him loitering on the platform with a large suitcase, not getting on any trains or moving on from the platform. So he told the police, and the police arrested him. So they caught him. Chen was caught, and he's doing 24 weeks in jail for an SMS blaster. The great thing about this is we talked about SMS blasters weeks ago. This is real life. This brings fantasy. It's not fantasy or fiction. This is real life. Do you know what I mean?
It's happening.
So you can talk when you warn your people about things like SMS blasters. It seems so distant. All it needs is one news story like that. I get the tube. I got a text like that. Yeah, it's amazing. So yeah, again, that's another good story to talk to your people about.
Yeah, it's always good to show that it's out there and does happen.
Yeah,
especially on on London Tube. How many people go on that every day?
And how many people? I mean, SMS messages on the tube.
Signals are always a bit dodgy, aren't they? So
yeah, I know they've got Wi-Fi now, but SMS doesn't come over Wi-Fi. So. But most people probably wouldn't think that. But luckily, one clever person, maybe they listened to our podcast and they knew what an SMS blaster was.
Maybe.
We did that. Let's just there you go. The awareness angle as save a day. Probably not, but we'll say that. On that note, I think that's probably it for this week.
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah, brilliant. Okay. Don't forget, if you see a story that you think we'd like to talk about, do get in touch. Just like Ella did last week when we talked about schools. So you can get in touch with us at hello@riskycreative.com. Find either one of us on LinkedIn or leave a comment on one of the videos on the socials somewhere and we'll pick that up. Don't forget we're available on podcast platforms, YouTube and all the socials. So yeah, right. Next week is, well, if you're listening to this, next week is November, so your Cybersecurity Awareness Month will be done and dusted.
Yeah.
You can rest.
I look forward to it. All right.
Cool.
Catch you next one.
Right. See you next time. See you later.
Bye.
Bye.